I'm going to share with you the most important way on how to be successful with a stock photography business. All right, so let's jump into it. We're going to be referencing Midjourney, Leonardo AI. Let me go ahead and log in here. We're going to be referencing Adobe Stock and a few other sites. So keep your mind open. And I'm going to tell you, like I said, exactly what you need to know to move the needle in this business. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. The reality is it comes down to the number of automations you make. And when I say automations, what I really mean is the number of processes from taking the image, right, to then upscaling, to then uploading, right, the image, whether you upscale twice, upscale once, whatever, right? This is, let's just say, one automation. You need to have many of these automations. Now, this is actually not that hard to do in comparison to what the business used to be. But the number one thing holding people back is the number that they do. If you go on Adobe Stock, let's just say, and you look at random accounts online, you're going to find accounts of all sizes. Some really, really large accounts and small accounts. The problem that people experience is not difficulty in this business. It's not hard. This is not a hard business. This is not one of those businesses that are challenging or you're not sure why you're not doing well. This is not one of those businesses. If you're not doing well, there's something broken in this system, okay? We've outlined perfectly with over 100 plus videos in the Superstock AI course on how to perfect this. So as far as creating the image, going through the upscale process, uploading it, tagging it, that's the easy part, okay? Or we've made it the easy part using the course, teaching you exactly what you need to know. So that's not the hard part. The hard part is the number of times that you'll do it. I can give you all the motivation in the world. I can create content for you. I can create courses for you. I can create free YouTube videos, but I can't get you out of your bed and force you to sit down from that computer and get the work done. We both agree to that. There's no way I can do that for you. However, I'm going to give you a system that will teach you how to be able to increase those numbers the easy way, all right? And you got to take it very simply. You have to look at your life and look at your schedule. I talked about this in a 5 to 7 day schedule in the course, but I'll break this down for you on a day-to-day basis here for free on YouTube, okay? So, how is this business going to work? Day one, okay, you're going to be concerned with uploading. With creation, all right? Day two, you're going to be concerned with uploading. So a lot of people like the creation days as opposed to the uploading, but there's a lot of things I'm assuming in this case. I'm assuming you're not using any automation tools. You're doing everything manually, right? Which is what most people do. And what does that mean? Like, you're sitting down, you're typing a prompt, you're typing enter, right? You're waiting for those images to arise, then you're hitting upscale, then you're flipping through an image, then you're hitting upscale, then you're hitting upscale, then you're hitting upscale, and then you're waiting until your upscale limit is over, then you go click upscale again. I'm talking to these manual people. As you know, based on the last video you've seen, I'm not sitting down doing these upscales. I've effectively have purchased these full-time permanent assistants that are machines, they're not even human beings, that do all of this for me, from creation to upscaling to downloading. They do everything for me. But for the people who are not that advanced yet, okay, you're effectively going to do everything manually, all right? So there's basically no automation. So the first day you're going to have here is you're going to do creation, okay? Day two, right, you're going to do uploading, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to set, prior to day one, your prompt list. See, and this is kind of the difference between supersonic speed and people who do this manually, is that I can take my prompt list, I can upload it into a machine, and then all my images are created for me on day one. I don't have to sit there and worry about sitting there and clicking buttons, right? Clicking enter, clicking enter, clicking enter. All that's taken care of for me. The people in the course know what I'm talking about. They've seen me use automation tools that literally I just upload a list to a machine. That machine takes care of the entire list for me and takes care of those images for me, right? Then what you're doing is on day 2, you're uploading. So you're taking all those images that are upscaled, that are perfected, right? And they should be already downloaded at this point. And then you're dragging them and dropping them into the platform. So whatever platform it is, whether it's Adobe Stock, whether it's 123RF, whether it's Vecteezy, whether it's, whatever site you want to use, okay? And there's many of them. Well, there's a few of them that, pay larger amounts. But the point is whatever site you want to use, you use it, right? You can use multiple sites. And to the propensity that you upload more, you're going to make more money. Now, here is the small caveat for the beginners. The beginners, when I say this, the people who advance already know what I'm talking about. But the beginners, they're thinking that they can upload any image and make money. And that's not true. You can't just upload any image, right? You can't just take no offense, but a garbage image and expect it to make you money. It doesn't work that way. Right? There's very specific styles or kinds of images or niches, we could say. And I don't even like to use the word niches because when people think of niches, they only think of categories, right? I can't just upload any kind of quality image and make it work. Like if I go to GPT DALL-E and create images, they're not going to work. And that's a very bad strategy for the long term to use that platform. The difference between people who are massively successful and the people who are just making, a few $100s a month are their system. When I go into this business, I'm investing, and I'm making the moves that cost me money for the system. So from Leonardo AI accounts, multiple Midjourney accounts. At one point, it was virtual assistants. I don't need virtual assistants anymore. Like, I don't need real people working for me in this business. I have machines that do that now. All these kind of things. So the more you can put out, the more money you make. It's common sense, and you guys already know that. However, the person who can create a system that works is the one that's going to make things happen. So if you look here, this is a good strategy. So prior to day 1, it could be on a Sunday, you're creating all your prompts. Your prompts should already exist. You shouldn't be thinking about prompts on creation day. Creation day is where you're just getting the creations finished. Now, for somebody like me, once again, I invested in a machine, and I'm not trying to sell it to you. I don't own the company. I don't own the business. I don't own the machines, right? Where I'm sitting there, and I just upload a list to a machine the same way I would to somebody who lives in the Philippines, and that machine is doing the creations for me. When the creations are all done, I have them upscaled. Just click one button, literally. Okay? After they're all upscaled, they're downloaded. Now, that for everybody who's getting into this is day 1 worth of work. That prior to the prompts, that's not day 1. That's not even on the clock. Like, you have to get this work done, right? The next day, you're taking all the images that are ready, and you're uploading them to the site. Okay? Which is day 2, the upload day. The upload day, you're only concerned with submitting images. Now, there's a process on how you submit images, right? You're not going to submit all your images in one shot. This is not a smart idea, okay? If you, let's say, have 400 different images that are similar to sunflowers, do you submit all 400? The answer is absolutely not. You can upload them, but you don't submit all of them. There's certain ones that you submit, okay? And you're going to submit all of them with time, but you can't submit all of them immediately. And we've done this in a specific way so that you can have diversity in your account. Because what happens is people, let's just say they'll clasp onto a certain niche or a certain category, and they'll create more, right? So for example, I'll kind of show you here. I'll type in the word bear here, and I have probably like over 100 images related to bears. So I have bears, like pictures like this, like silhouettes. I have USA type bears, and this was all through just a demo account. Here we have bears, pictures of bear mascots. We have pictures of bear faces, and we have a lot of them. You can kind of see here. In fact, if I go to organize, type in bear here, okay, you can kind of see, all right? And that doesn't include any other one of our other accounts, right? Let's just use this section here, from here to here, okay? All of these images, right, from God knows how many these are, I think, 39, I would not submit all 39, right? what ideally I should have in my upload section, especially after you finished that first ring of just, being a new account, because I know some people who are new accounts are going to say, well, I can't upload that much. Well, you have to get past that, obviously. We're talking about people who are working on their path to becoming established and making thousands of dollars using this business. If you're one of those individuals, right, you're probably going to have a few thousand images at all times in your portfolio ready to be submitted. All right, so that's one of the differences as well between the beginner and the amateur, is that the beginner, right, they'll create 25, 50, 100 images, which is not a problem. If you're everybody, there's levels to this game, right? If you're a beginner, it's perfectly fine. If you're going to turn this into a legitimate business and you want to take this very seriously, you need to have thousands of images that are not yet published in your account, in your portfolio, that are being ready to be submitted. Because what you need to do is you need to have an element of diversity. I actually learned this from a top Adobe stock contributor. He makes like over $24,000 a month or something like that. And he said, I can go into an office, pay them $600 for an hour to take pictures, and I might snap about 3,000 shots. Out of those 3,000 shots, I'll use like 2,500. And from that 2,500, I'm only submitting like 40, 50 a day, because I have another 5,000 shots from 2 or 3 different other experiences, and I'm mixing and matching every single day, and I'm uploading those. So I could be uploading, or I could be submitting rather, 400 images a day, 150 images a day, 200 images a day, depending on how large the account is, but I'm picking and choosing from every niche. So here I have pictures of bears, right? I might have pictures of nature, so we can go through here, or even food, right? If I have like a bunch of different pictures of things related to meatballs, I'm not going to upload I'm not going to submit hundreds of different meatball type images, right? I'm going to do a little bit. And every day, I'm pushing through a mixture of images, right? Now, by day 2, the submission should be completed. Now, you have to remember, you have to sit on a large portfolio. And once again, if you're a beginner, if you have any kind of limitation on your account, like you can only upload a certain amount, you're going to lose that over time, right? Accounts that are newer have these limitations. We're not, we're just trying to teach you how to go from literally an amateur, somebody who's never been in the game, to somebody who's actively making income. And you can get into this business and the first month start making money. You absolutely could, right? So after you finish the whole uploading, what happens day 2? Day 3 is you're back on a creation day, okay? Now, here's the thing, is like this strategy might seem simple and it's easy to talk about, but not everybody's going to do this. There's going to be differences, like I said, between the winners and the people who are comfortable. The people who are often winners in this business are not comfortable. They have schedules each and every day. A lot of people look at this business and they treat this business like it's a game, like it's something that they can play with. Oh, I'll upload 20 here, I'll upload 50 here, I'll do this the next day, I'll take a break for a week. Those are the people that are not going to move that far. They might make a few $100s a month, but they're not going to, turn this into something that's super, super impressive. They're not going to be able to say, I make $15,000 a month in this business. And that's my goal. I want to make as much as humanly possible. I want to be a 0.01% contributor. Like, I want to be in the top ranks. We're talking, top 300. The only way that I can do that, especially starting late into the game compared to other people who are actual photographers, right? And trust me being in the game for a few years is still late compared to other people out there. There are people who've been having accounts for 8, 9 years, 7 years, and they got 500,000 images uploaded. I'm late compared to those people, but I have a huge advantage that they're not willing to use. See, the old heads in this business, the people who've been in this game for a long time, they have an opposition to AI. They're naturally against AI. It takes them a long time to adapt to AI. So I have a clear advantage. It's like they're using a horse and I'm in a sports car. I'm going to catch up. It's only a matter of time. So you can do the same for yourself. Now for me, like I said, it's gotten a lot faster and a lot simpler now because I don't have to train any virtual assistants. I don't have to tell them what to do anymore. I just have machines that replace virtual assistants, right? And yes, I have machines that replace what they do, right? So from the tagging, that's not the machine that I was referring to. So I have a tagging tool here that allows me to just upload a picture related to that image, okay? And I have these tags. And speaking of what I said earlier, right, with the different examples of, like, let's just say the bears, right? We got a whole bunch of pictures of bears. Remember, for people in the course, we use that strategy with the tags. I'm not going to say it here, but it helps you save time, save money, save effort, and you're recycling different keywords, because you're not going to be able to come up with keywords from magic, right? You're not going to become able to invent your own keywords. These are keywords we're mixing and matching from keywords we used in the past, and they're already there for us. They're listified, if you will, and we're copying and pasting. So really what you need to be is you need to be a good manager in this business. This business is not a difficult business. It's not hard. It's not something that's too difficult to understand. It's not something that takes a lot of energy or focus. You're literally making photos and you're uploading them. But you have to figure out a way to systematize, and thankfully, I'm here for you to systematize it for you. On day 3, when you go into your creation phase, okay, you're not going to be starting to learn, you're not going to start creating prompts on day 3. They should already be created right here. So if you see here, there's no days off. You're going to keep going forward. Now, there are people listening to this who don't want to move forward and move really far into this business. That's okay. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm just simply the helping hand for the people that want to go far. That's all I am here. I'm not telling you that you have to, because I remember when I was teaching about Redbubble, and I would tell people, hey, I'm uploading 60 designs a day, people would feel offended as if I'm telling them that they're not good enough if they're not doing the same thing. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm simply sharing the guide as to how you can go from, the 0 percentile where pretty much everyone is, all the way up to that top 99 percentile, which, almost nobody gets up to. And it's not a matter of science. It's not a matter of difficulty. It's not a matter of hardship in this business. There are businesses that are extremely complex. There are businesses that are difficult. I'll give you an example. Running Shopify ads, Facebook ads to a Shopify store. That's not easy, okay? This business is much easier, much easier. You don't have to stress. There's not as much high costs. Very, very simple, very easy business to get into. If you want to do everything manually, yes, it will take a little bit more work. But remember, you're still doing 100% less work, or maybe even 1,000% less work than your competitors out there. The people who are going out there and taking pictures, the people who are booking flights, who are driving to locations, you're beating them by 1,000x. Why? Because they're wasting time getting to a location, taking pictures with their cameras. And now, when you look at Adobe Stock and you do some basic research, images that are produced by AI look just as good, if not better, in most cases now, than regular images. So it's pretty astounding, right? It's pretty amazing as to what you can achieve. So keep that in mind. Now, what you're going to do is you're ideally going to repeat this process. Now, the key here is that you have your prompts ready prior to creation day, and you have all of your images ready to be uploaded prior to upload day. And literally, you can go on a calendar, print out a 30-day calendar, and commit for 30 days, like nothing expensive. Just don't go to a store and buy a calendar. Literally, print out a piece of paper, get a sheet of paper on your notebook, draw out 30 boxes, and write U and write C on each day, right? Flip-flop, like checkered. And the days prior to the C days, the creation days, all your prompts need to be ready. And you have to commit to whatever number you're going to decide to go with. If you decide that you're going to create 150 images, you need the prompts for that. If you decide you're going to create 1,000 images, you need the prompts for that. Okay? And in terms of time, right? I think I timed it. My machine takes to create, and I'll just kind of show you from, let's say from this image. Where was it here? One of these elephant images. Somewhere here. One of the first ones. Let me scroll down here so I can find it. Let's see. I don't even know where it is, but essentially it took like maybe about 35 to 40, maybe I'll just say less than an hour. It took less than an hour to create 200 plus images through one prompt session, right? So no matter what software you're on, well, actually Leonardo's a little bit different, but on Midjourney, at the very minimum, right? You're creating, and because Midjourney is the minimum, you're creating one prompt, and that one prompt turns into 4 images, right? So that means if I'm asking it for it to do 10 prompts for me, that's creating 40 different images. Now, once again, the AI has gotten to a point good enough where I can use on Midjourney, especially Midjourney, because Midjourney is very good. I can use all 40 images. Maybe sometimes I'll have to like use 35 or 30 or whatever, right? Now, the better your prompts are, the better it will work. And sometimes, like I said, this is a pro tip, sometimes simpler is better. I'm just going to keep it real. Sometimes simpler is better, but once again, I don't really worry too much about creating prompts. I have the machines take care of that for me. But the point is through all of this, right, you create a system. This is systemization at its finest. The winners in this game, the massive winners, are determined by systems, right? I've spoken about this before, but the reason why people quit in this business is purely because they don't see results. They don't see results is purely because they're too lazy and they're not putting in much effort. This is not a difficult business to get into. This is a fast-paced business. I can put out more images in 3 months than 15 competitors combined. Why? Because not only do I have the tools, but I have the mindset. And the mindset is created by a system. If you don't have a system, you're going to be lost. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be creating images one day. Then you're going to forget to upload them. A week, a month is going to go by. Next thing you know, you're still stuck at your 115 uploads. You got to go past that. Every single month, your digits should geometrically change. I'm not going to be hard on you. I'm not going to say exponentially, but geometrically. You can look it up. Geometrically, your numbers should change every single month. By the end of the year, you should be at Concorde level, 30,000 feet in the air. That's really what should happen. And the only time, and I've said this before, and honestly, I was going too easy on you guys. I used to say a minimum of 10,000 images, right? But committed, if you're committed to this game, you can have 30,000 images by the end of the year. That's not a big ask. You can absolutely do that. All right. So, excuse me, it's not a big ask for someone who's doing full automation, but especially for people who are doing AI, you can do 20 to 30,000 a year pretty comfortably if you're committed. I know people who are more committed to playing video games in this business, but little do you know that if you committed to this business for just a year, you could buy as much video games as you want for the next 20 years. So it is what it is. Hopefully this video helps out. Just keep repeating this process. And remember, the key is have everything ready the day before so that you can jump in pretty easily. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully this video was inspiring, effective, and I'll see you guys soon. All right? Peace out. Bye.